This is a live demo on the CALPADS reporting process in SEIS. In order to generate a CALPADS report or edit the transactions, you will need the Generate CALPADS Report permission or the Edit CALPADS Transactions permission. Please note that this is test student data, so these transactions will not be able to be accepted by CALPADS. To generate a report, go to Reports and click on CALPADS Transactions. These are all of the reportable transactions that should be reported to CALPADS. These transactions include the transactions from the June 30th case miss report, along with any new transactions that were created after July 1st. The first thing to do is review your duplicate transactions. A duplicate transaction has the same meeting type and meeting date. We can see that this transaction was pulled from the June 30th case miss report, but then the IEP was affirmed after July 1st, therefore creating a duplicate transaction. You'll want to review both transactions to determine which transaction should be reported to CALPADS. To review the transactions, click on the Edit Transaction icon. Once it's determined which transaction will not be reported to CALPADS, click on the Do Not Report icon. If the incorrect transaction was marked Do Not Report, you can go to the Transactions Marked Do Not Report page and restore that transaction. Next, you'll want to review the transactions where the SSID number is missing. You can enter the SSID number directly to the transaction, or you can add the SSID number directly to the student record, which within 10 minutes, that SSID number will be inserted into any transaction for that student with the missing SSID. Once you have reviewed your @blank SSIDs, go back to the Reportable Transactions page. For testing purposes, I'm just going to select one student and then click the Generate Report button. This will automatically direct you to the CALPADS Generated Reports page. To view the transactions that were included in this report, click the View Edit Report Data link. Before you can submit your SPED file, you'll need to log into CALPADS. The SPED file must be uploaded first and be error-free before the services file can be uploaded. To log into CALPADS, click the Log into CALPADS button. This is the API portal. You'll be directed to the CALPADS login page, and once logged in, you'll be directed right back to SEIS. Now you can submit your file. Once you submit your file, the file status will say In Queue. The file has been submitted to CALPADS and the file is being processed. Every couple minutes, you can refresh the status by clicking the Refresh SPED File Status link. The status has changed to In Process as CALPADS is now generating your error report. Depending on how many transactions were in the report or how many reports are being submitted to CALPADS at once, can determine how long it will take your file to process. Continue to click the Refresh link to refresh the status of the report. Status has changed to Ready for Review, and now you can view your SPED errors. Click on the Get SPED Errors link, and you'll see how the process options have changed, where you can download your error file, which will download the errors into Excel, and where you can post your errors to the home page. So to post your errors to the home page, click on the Post Errors Manage Homepage Notice link. This is where you will enter the message for staff. And then select the user levels that should see this message on their home page, and click the Post CALPADS Errors button. Once that's been completed, you can go to your home page and you will see your home page error notice. To fix the errors, click on the Fix Errors button. You will be able to see the severity of the error, if it's an error or a warning, the code, and the description. And to fix the error, click on the wrench icon. This will direct you to the copy of the transaction. It does not update the student record. All errors will be displayed in red. All warnings will be displayed in black. To view a description of the error, click on the info icon. And for a full list of error definitions, click on the CALPADS Error Code Definitions link. The errors will also be displayed next to the field. Once the errors have been corrected, save the page, and you will see how the warnings have been, or the errors have been removed from the notice and from the home page as well. Once all errors have been corrected, go back to the CALPADS Generated Reports page. This is when you're going to resubmit your error-free SPED file to CALPADS. Since, again, this is test data, these transactions will not be able to be accepted by CALPADS. Once you resubmit, the file status will change to posted, and it will say error-free file, and you can now submit your services file. Once it says posted and your rejected records equal 0, you can submit your services file. To submit your services file, you'll click the Submit SSRV File link, and you will go through the same process as you did for the SPED file. You'll submit the file to CALPADS, you'll retrieve the errors, you'll post the errors to your home page, and until it's error-free, then you will resubmit the error-free file back to CALPADS. Once the SPED file and the services file both display a posted status and rejected records equal 0, then when you go to the CALPADS Transactions page, all accepted transactions will be moved to the Transactions Accepted by CALPADS page. On the CALPADS Reportable Transactions page will be all of the transactions that have occurred since the last report was generated. And that is how a CALPADS report is generated in SEIS.